It's election time in the Bluegrass, and it is critically important to get out the vote on this month's edition of Farm to Frankfort. Eddie, as we near Election Day, 2023, odd year election, we're electing governor down to commissioner of agriculture. All of these offices are critically important. I think we're one of only 3 states that have elections this year, so the prediction is lower turnout than what you would see in kind of a presidential year or a local election year. So it's as important as ever to get out the vote for our members.
You're exactly right, Kyle. You know, I think that's one thing that we talk about often is that our members get out and vote, and rural communities, they always seem to show up and vote because we want our folks to have a say in the election process. And so all these offices are very important to our organization, to us and our rural communities. So we encourage folks to actually show up at the polls and vote how they would see fit to vote.
Yeah, and pretty soon we'll be sending out some information to our counties. It'll have public service announcement recommendations, some letter to the editor, some things that our membership can use and kind of personalize to themselves and their personal county farm bureaus to encourage their communities to get out the vote. And that's so important in these rural areas, especially in a lower turnout year where they say, your vote counts for more in a lower turnout year. So it's just critically important.
That's right. You know, I think we're having a governor's election and all the constitutional officers this year. So again, those are important as we move forward and try to move the Commonwealth forward. So we encourage our membership to get out and vote. And, you know, I can remember the first time that I was eligible to go vote, and it really meant something to me to be able to exercise that right to vote. And I think a lot of our membership feels that way, that we're able to go out and vote and have our say in the election process.
Absolutely. And General Election Day is November the 7th, Tuesday, November the 7th, but it's also important that in recent years there's been state laws passed to allow for early, no excuse, in-person voting. So folks can actually start going into their county clerk's offices or other ballot locations as approved by the counties to do early, no excuse, in-person voting. And I think that will just help increase turnout as we're giving voters more options and more days to go to the polls. So
I agree. In fact, I've taken advantage of that a couple of times already, of going in a few days early to get your vote in. I know people are busy. A lot of people have a lot of things going on, so I think it's a good process to give people the opportunity to have their say in an election process.
That's right. No excuses. Get out and vote this November in the general election. Let your voice be heard. We love to say, I farm, I vote.
That's right, and our membership does. I think that the legislators and the people in Frankfort will know that the Farm Bureau gets its people out and we vote. So it's encouraging to us that we do have a say in the process.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Kyle.